What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Home Theater Hangout on Monday. Today, we've got Mr. Don Dunn. He's back in the crew. What's up, Don?
What's up, Shane? How are you? Hi, everybody.
Don. Don Dunn. All right, so let's just hop into this, Don. Today, we're going to discuss our top products of 2023. I know we're a little bit late on this, but hey, you know what they say: better late than never. So this is basically the products that I have reviewed during the course of 2023, and the products that I think were standouts that are very memorable, that really resonated with me personally. Are they going to be the best in their categories out of everything out there in the world in 2023? Probably not, but these are the ones I deem are worthy of a Shane Lee Award.
Worthy of the Shane Lee Award.
All right. Before we get into it, let's do a little volume check. Guys, how's the volume? If it's good, let us know. If it's too low, let us know.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Dance. Okay. Apparently it must be good because nobody's telling us otherwise. Let me go back here. What's up, Mark Reed? Mark Reed is a
Mark
member.
Reed's in the house. What's up, Mark?
He's a YouTube member subscriber. Thank you, Mark
Double A.
Reed.
Mark's cool.
All right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to kick this off in the first category, which is going to be receivers. So I'm going to do like two tiers. I'm going to do like the top tier, and then like the more affordable tier. So there's going to be like two winners per category. There's only a couple of categories, so this isn't going to take all night. But the first tier here.
Check. I'm a little lower. Oh, might not be it. 1 2 1 2 check.
1 2 1 2 check.
1 2 1 2 check. All right, guys and gals, put your hands together and make some noise for that lovely, sexy, and sensuous lady. Sorry.
Volume's good. Okay, volume's good. All right, so kicking off this list is going to be, we're going to start this off with AVRs, receivers. And for 2023, I think the best AVR for 2023 is going to be the Denon AVR A1H.
That's a bad mother.
Yes, it is. This receiver is $6,500, and it is also Denon's flagship AVR for the year. This is a 15.4 AVR, so it's got 15 channels plus 4 independent channels. And as of recently, it did get the update for Dirac multi-bass management. So you will have 4 distinct subwoofers, independent subwoofers that Dirac can bass management. So you can get the best, most cohesive bass response, frequency response in your home theater. Don, have you heard this thing?
I have actually. It's a beast. So back in the day, when I was a boy back in the day, we used to have a lot of great flagship receivers, and Denon has made some of the best of all time. And really, it's kind of a throwback to the big monster AV receiver. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to beat this with separates. I mean, you'd have to spend a substantial amount of money to best this. It's a really nice piece.
It is a fantastic piece, definitely, for sure. I still have the review that I have. I just got to release it and edit it and put it together. And now that the Dirac bass management has come out, I have to rework that into the review. But that is the best receiver that I've heard for 2023. And that is, a flagship tier product. It is pretty expensive. It's $6,500. But coming in, runner up, which I would say still flagship territory, but also affordable, would be the Sony AZ7000ES.
I've heard that a lot.
This is a 13.2 channel receiver, also 150 watts per channel. $3,300 for this bad boy.
It's actually a really nice amp.
It is very nice.
When Sony wants to make a world-class audio product, Sony does it, and they have many times over the years, and this is no exception. It's a fantastic piece. Great video processing on it, easy to use menus, and that Sony trickery that they do, that room calibration actually works really good. Their proprietary setup. It's a nice amp.
Yes, it's a very nice amp, very affordable too. And like I said, Don said, it does have that room correction, which if you blend it in with your Sony capable television set, compatible television set, you can use the actual TV to mix in as a center channel with the actual center channel. So it sounds like the vocals are coming directly from the screen.
Nobody's gonna do.
I mean, I do it. It's in my living. I do it for my living room system, which isn't a audiophile S type of home theater setup, and I think it works great for that. So that's my two top AVRs for 2023. Denon A1H, top tier flagship product, and then we got the more affordable option, the Sony AZ7000DS. Next category we've got for amplifiers. I actually only really did one amplifier this year, and this award is going to have to go to the NAD M23. This is a 2-channel amplifier. It's 2 by 260 watts. It does use Purify Class D amps, and the price is $3,750.
That is a killer amp. I think Gene said it was the cleanest measuring amp he's ever measured.
Correct.
On an audio precision. It's a phenomenal amplifier, and it looks great. Doesn't weigh much. I mean,
nah, these Class D amps are very light.
But it's Class D. It's superb.
Yeah, fantastic sounding. I mean, it sounded very much just like I think it was the M28 that I reviewed, I think last year. Yeah, so that's the 7-channel version. This is the 2-channel version. Only difference is it's got more wattage, it's got more power behind it. It's very clean, very quiet sounding amplifier, musical amplifier. Although I would say that if I'm going to put it up against something like the Parasound, I think I reviewed a Parasound monoblocks earlier in the year. That one had a little bit more oomph to it. It's more bass. This one's a little bit lighter on the bass, the NAD is, but it's just like clean details.
I had a JC5 at my house for a year, and it was a great amp. I would take this amp over it.
Yeah. Great sounding amplifier. And it doesn't cost too much money, so if you're an audiophile guy, you want to keep it, high-end sound, that nice audiophile, crisp, clean sound without breaking the bank, the NAD M23 might be the ticket for you.
There's our boy, Cowboy Cinema. What's up, man? Good to see you. See you everywhere now. You're becoming quite the star, man.
All right, so next one up is going to be streamers. This is an accessory you don't necessarily need, but if you want to have an audiophile setup, you want to keep it simple. For the top streamer here that we're going to mention is going to be the HiFi Rose 520. This is $3,000. Oops, sorry, my bad. This does cost. I feel it. Okay, $3,700 for the HiFi Rose. So it's a little pricey. But Don, have you heard this thing?
Several times. It's a great piece. And what I like about it too, not besides the audio performance, is the front panel on that thing is pretty much the coolest front panel on any piece of gear out there. It's dope.
Yeah, so this is an Android-based product streamer. So you do get there's an app store built into it. You can download apps like Qobuz, Tidal. I think Apple Music is on there as well. You just log in with your account. You can operate the entire thing from the front panel. It does have a remote control, or if you would rather, you can use the HiFi Rose app, which works with Android, iOS. And no, strangely enough, usually with Android products, I'm very used to Android products. I've owned nothing but Android phones my entire Android cell phone owning career. Typically, Android products, whether it's a movie streamer, cell phone, they usually get a little janky after a while. They get a little bogged down. They get a little slow.
Even Apple.
Look at your Sony TVs, always a little slow. But this product actually has remained snappy throughout. Like I haven't noticed any kind of hiccups or anything like that. So this is the HiFi Rose 520, $3,700. So that'd be more in the and let's not forget that this is there's actually amplifiers built into this, so you
You know,
don't.
on the Hi-Fi Rose.
Yeah,
Oh, it's the streaming amp.
yeah, that's a streaming amp.
Okay, okay.
So that would be more on the higher echelon of streamers. But for the more affordable streamer, we do have the Ever Solo DMP A6. This is $1,200. This does not have amplifiers built into it, so you will have to hook this up to a preamp, an amplifier, receiver, what have you. But this is also an Android-powered device, very much like the Hi-Fi Rose. It's super. The build quality isn't as nice as the Hi-Fi Rose, but for what it is, for $1,200, it's a great looking piece.
It's a giant killer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I reviewed that with when I was doing a speaker review for powered monitors, and fell in love with it. It's a dude for the money.
Yep.
It's just wonderful. It's really cool looking. It's a nice piece.
Yeah. It operates the same way as Hi-Fi Rose. You know, like I said, it's Android based. You can operate everything from the front panel. There's an app store built in. You can download all your apps. You got Qobuz, Tidal, Apple Music. I think you could even get like YouTube in there as well. Because I know I used YouTube on the Hi-Fi Rose. You might be able to use it on the Ever Solo. I don't think I put it on the Ever Solo, but it's got the app store into it. Google. It's great. There's an app as well. I don't recall if there's a remote control or not, though. Yeah, I don't think there
Ever
was.
Solo doesn't have a remote.
Yeah, you're gonna have to use the app with it, or just the touch panel.
Man,
But those are the.
I got one to throw in there, but you didn't review it. So,
Is it a streamer?
streaming amp. It's the Cambridge Audio Evo 150.
Oh right, yeah. It's like $299, right?
$299. It's $3,000.
The Cambridge Audio.
The Cambridge. It's a streaming amp. It's the Evo 150. It has 150 times 2.8 ohms with Hypex amplifiers. It's on par with both of those. It's a killer piece, dude.
Oh, that little piece, right?
I mean, it's similar in size to the Hi-Fi Rose. It's bigger than Ever Solo, but I'm driving $16,000 pair of speakers with it and driving them to death. It's a killer piece.
I'll have to check that out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess all right. So that's three for our streamer category: Hi-Fi Rose 520, DMP A6 Ever Solo, the more affordable one for $1,200, and then the Cambridge Audio Evo 1. Well, I guess that would be high end. That's $3,000.
Yeah, they make a cheaper one with 75 watts a channel. That's expensive.
So next category we've got here are speakers. I think you guys know what speakers are going to be my favorite for this year. It is going to be the Perlisten R5T Towers. These bad boys are $4,000 each, or $8,000 for the pair. This is their R series, not the S series. The S series, they're more upper end line of speakers. This is their more affordable speakers, or a lineup. And I did the full review. You guys should definitely check out the full review. I reviewed the entire R setup, but I would say that this is like 90%, 95% of what I heard with the S series at like half the price. So if you do want to get like some high-end home theater / a audiophile-esque speakers, I would say the Perlisten R series is
They're really, really close.
Where it's at. Yeah, super close.
Super close.
And these, let me see if I put the specs down on these guys. Of course, I did not do that. And these are also THX certified. So if you want to get, that badge, that guaranteed badge of performance that you can get, some people don't care about the THX badge. Some people do. But just know if it has that THX badge, you will be guaranteed a certain level of performance.
Are those Dominus certified or Ultra?
I believe they're Ultra certified. And then we got the runner-up. Me and Don, we heard this at the show together. These are the ELAC Solanos.
ELAC in the house. Yeah, those things they defy logic.
Yeah, these are the 287s. These are half the price of the Perlistens. These are $2,000 each, so $4,000 for the pair.
Tiny little speakers.
Very, very small speakers for sure. Small towers, rather. But man, I'll tell you what, The amount of bass these things put out.
Insane. We're like, we all hiding a sub now. Come on.
Yeah.
You got a sub up in here somewhere.
They did have a sub in the back, and I walked back there, and I was like, man, this subwoofer is not on.
Yeah. We both heard them when we looked at each other. We're like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
And it's funny is the two guys that work for ELAC are like 7 foot tall, literally, like 6'8" and 6'9".
Well, this has got a ribbon tweeter, and I believe it's got 2 5 1/4 inch drivers. Man, wow, just amazing. I mean, if you guys are fans of ribbon tweeters, it's got a nice kind of a light, airy top end to it. The bass, like I said, is phenomenal sounding. Man, if you want to get some fantastic sounding speakers, you don't have space for a subwoofer, these are the ones you got to get them.
They'll blow your mind. They're really that good.
Blow your mind.
Like, of all the crazy expensive high-end stuff we hear at audio shows, sometimes a product just grabs you and you're like, wow. Yep. And that's one of those products.
I mean, this is after we listened to the Monitor Audio HiFi speakers, which are like $120K a pair.
Clothespins.
Yeah.
Those
are cool, but nothing really stood out of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those speakers didn't strike me as anything. These did. And then I do have another one. So those are just your typical speakers. Those are tower speakers. But for on-wall speakers, my winner is going to be the Ascendo Audio, the 6.
My man Jeffrey making it happen.
Yeah, so these are, they employ coaxial driver. The tweeter's in the center of the woofer. It's got a 6-inch woofer, 1-inch soft dome tweeter in the center of it. This is $1,300. It's a very svelte product. It's just a couple of inches deep, a few inches tall, super light feeling. So it's going to be easy to install in your home theater room. And the pinpoint accuracy on this speaker just sound phenomenal. I mean, I've had a lot of speakers in my home theater over the years, on-wall speakers, and these are the ones that kind of really stuck out to me that made me want to say I should have these in my home theater because the imaging was spot on, pinpoint accurate. You will have to use a subwoofer with them, so you can't run these things full range or anything like that. There's very little bass out of it.
Everybody runs a sub, dude.
Yeah,
we always say that you don't need a sub. You're gonna go to that level. You're gonna have a sub. You're like
So you will need a sub with these. These are $1,300, so not too expensive. In the world of home theater speakers, I don't think they're too expensive. $1,300 each. Obviously, if you're gonna load up your room with like 24 speakers, it could add up.
They're very dynamic.
Yeah, very dynamic speakers. They're going to fill your space, no problem at all. And, this is like their smaller one in the series. Well, I think there's a smaller one below. I think there's like a 5, and then there's a 6.
6.5 and a 5. And
then there's a 10 and a 12.
The 10. 10s would be good for LCRs.
Yeah, yep. So on-wall speakers, Ascendo the 6s. These are some killer speakers, and they don't take up a lot of floor space because they're on your wall. $1,300 for those bad boys. Next category we have is subwoofers. So I reviewed one of these guys. I actually reviewed a pair of these. And usually I'm a really big fan of big subwoofers. But these two 10-inch subwoofers just blew my mind. These are the Perlison R210s. These are $5,000 a piece. They will play down to 16 hertz. In room is going to be a much lower. I think I got down to like single digits down in my room. But 16 hertz. It's got built-in DSP, PEQs. You can download an app with them. You can change fit. You can do all kinds of stuff with the app. And the build quality on this is fantastic. I mean, this is like a little small concrete brick. I mean, I'm so enamored with this subwoofer. I really wish it came in a matte black, or else I would probably still have them. Only in gloss. Well, actually, Dan did say he can make matte colors if you special colors, I believe. But yeah, it was only in gloss black, so I opted not to keep it, or to buy it rather. So, but that such a kick-ass sub for such a small sub too. Have you heard that, Don?
Yes, and a friend of mine just bought a pair of those. I mean, if you're going to do subs in a dedicated audio system, I can't think of a better sub to have. I mean, they're just accurate. They play loud, but they're super clean. They're so flexible. I mean, I know they come at a premium price,
Yeah.
but for the box built-in sub-powered speakers, they're hard to build. Now, big theaters, other things I like, but what can you say other than they're just amazing? I mean, they use the push-pull technology,
Yep.
which I'm a big fan of from back in the day with M&K. They're wonderful.
Yeah. So there's dual 10s in there. So one on the bottom, and then there's one on the front. So
They're both active too.
yeah, both active. Fantastic subs, man. For both movies and music, mind you. Also THX certified. And then my runner-up, so that'd be like the flagship subwoofer that I reviewed last year. But then the runner-up, man, pretty good as well. This is the RSL Speedwoofer 12S.
Yep.
Hard to tell from the photos, but this is a lot bigger. Obviously, it's 12-inch, but it's a lot bigger than you would imagine. It's actually probably about the size of a 15-inch, bigger than some 15-inch subwoofers, actually. The enclosure I'm talking about here. There's a couple of presets. I think there's 3 presets built into it for like movies, music, and something else. It's just a kind of your typical, black vinyl. What's that?
For the money, nothing can touch it.
Yeah, I mean it's $800, and this thing can wallop hardcore. This also goes down to 16 hertz, so in room it'll go a little bit lower. Like I said, man, it's a huge subwoofer for the money, best bang for your buck type of product, because I know a lot of people want that best bang for your buck product, and the RSL Speedwoofer 12S is going to be it. Is it a little? Did I feel like it might have been a little boomy here and there? Yeah, not as controlled as a per listen, but like I said, for under $1,000, this is a winner. Also comes with remote control.
No, it's a killer, and it's a great company too. They really care.
Yeah.
About audio. I mean, they're great.
And you know what? Just this next subwoofer is going to be out of reach for probably most people. Probably like the majority of folks on the planet. But this subwoofer, I don't know how many subwoofers is going to go lower than this one. I mean, if you're going to put this in an airplane hangar, you're going to want to get this subwoofer. This is the Ascendo V80 passive subwoofer. When you buy it with a 10,000 watt amplifier. When you buy it, you have to build its own dedicated concrete room for it. So this is the driver by itself. This is an 80-inch subwoofer. This thing retails for it sells for about 140, 130. I think it was like 150. I thought it was
150. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, for about $150,000, give or take. Maybe you get a dealer discount or something like that. But this was the most impressive sub that I've heard. I don't think I've heard another subwoofer do the Edge of Tomorrow demo justice quite the same as this one does. Now that I've heard the Edge of Tomorrow demo on this subwoofer, I don't think anything's going to top it, personally. I mean, this thing was just almost rattling the entire room apart. It's that impressive. It's single digits. Dude.
I mean, come on.
We're talking like 1 hertz. That's just like organ vibrating bass. It's impressive, to say the least. And if you want to hear this, they have the Arlet Cinema out in Germany. You can hear it there. That movie theater is like better than any commercial theater I've ever been into. Spectacular. Have you heard this sub, Don?
No.
I don't think
I was trying to sell one on a job. But
yeah.
We couldn't find, like, there wasn't a place to put it. Literally, in 100,000 square foot house, we couldn't find a place to build, because you got to build a room for it. I mean, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, all hail the king.
80 inches. I mean, people talk about the Back to the Future subwoofer. I think this is bigger than the Back to the Future subwoofer.
I think it is bigger. Yeah, it's huge.
All right, so that wraps up our subwoofer category. So the top one is the Perlison R210. That's $5,000. The more affordable runner-up is the RSL 12S, and then the king of subwoofers is the Sendo V80. That's $150K. It's a killer. And the next one we have here is going to be movie players. Don, who do you think is going to be the king dingling of movie players this year? Last year, sorry, 2023.
Maybe Kaleidoscape?
Oh my God, you are absolutely right. It is the Kaleidoscape. So the Kaleidoscape is...
I can make that for $300 myself.
The Kaleidoscape is a very polarizing product, but it's one of very few products that are still available for sale that you can...
It most hated by the poorest product of the year.
Oh, no. I'm not going to clip that out, I promise, Don. So the Kaleidoscape is listen, if you're a physical media fan and you're tired of the boxes and the cases, you want to streamline your collection but get the same quality, if not better on certain titles, the Kaleidoscape is going to be for you. It is a very expensive product. Yeah, the entry fee for this product, if you were to buy it brand new, is about $8 to $9 for sure. They typically do run some deals here and there depending on where you get it from. But this is it, man. This is you download full copies, full bitrate movies. You're not streaming them onto the built-in hard drive, and it's a nice little. It categorizes them in a nice poster wall, and you get all the pertinent information. Just an overall easy-to-use product. It is a pricey product, no doubt, but if you're a movie fan and you don't want to have all the clutter, this is the best way, I think. No muss, no fuss. Plug it in. Buy your movie, you're ready to watch it. You don't have to do anything else. And I would say the runner-up to this product would have to be the Magnetar UDP 900 4K Blu-ray player. This is a universal disc player. This comes in, it's also not very cheap, but it's also not $9,000 expensive. This is comes in at $3,000, and like I said, it's a universal player, so it'll play all of your CDs, DVDs, SACD, 4K, standard Blu-ray. It'll play all the discs. So if you want to use it for music, also movies, it'll also play back media files like your MP3s or MP4s. You can do that as well. That player will play them back as well. So it's a universal player. So if you are a fan of the Oppo players, this is kind of like an Oppo player in disguise, just reborn into the Magnetar UDP 900. The build quality on this thing is magnificent. Probably the best feeling, best built disc player I personally ever held in my hands. It's just oozes quality the minute you use it. And it's a super easy player to use. If you've ever used an Oppo player before, it's pretty much exactly the same. The only thing it's missing from the Oppo player would be the HDMI input. So that is the movie player section. Kaleidoscape being number one, and then number two being the Magnetar UDP 900. Don, have you come across any Magnetar players in your installs? No.
Yeah, tell my client, you want to buy a $3,000 Blu-ray player? They're like, what? They still make those?
I think they're like the only ones.
I think I made everybody mad saying that physical media is dead and taken out of context. But the reality is people are they're stopping to sell them, and it's just a matter of time.
I guess we shall see.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the Nakamichi Dragon today?
I didn't review that, so sorry. I can't say that. So the last category here is going to be under the accessories. Something you don't really need, but maybe it'll make your life a little easier in your hi-fi home theater journey. First being, I know Don has used this before. This is Rune. Rune is basically kind of just it's a music software that you download, and it puts all your music services together and also all your backed up music, puts them in nice little categories and album categories and whatnot. It gives you all kinds of information. If you just want one, if you like Taylor Swift, you tap on Taylor Swift's name and it's going to bring up all the albums that she's ever made, from your own personal collection to the collection on Qobuz or Tidal, and it just groups it all together and just makes it very easy to find. This is it's a subscription-based software. I believe if you want to pay monthly,
have a server.
You do have to have a server, yeah.
Proprietary Roon server or a computer.
Yep.
It's cool. I mean, if you like to tinker and set up something, Roon's awesome. It's a great in the audiophile world. I mean,
do you need it? You don't need it.
You don't need it.
You don't need it. But like I said, this is on the accessories.
You got to, if you had a lot of music on a hard drive or, SACDs or FLAC files and adding your streamers, it's super cool. I played with it for quite a long time. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, not only do they have the home program, but you can also access it from your vehicle and your mobile device as well. So if you're on the go, you want to listen to Roon in your car, it'll access what's going on at your house, your home's library. You can play it in your car as well. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And this is I believe it's like $14.50 a month if you go monthly. Then if you pay for the year, I think it's like $12.50 a month. And then I think there's a lifetime one for something like $800 or $900 for a lifetime like subscription. So it's a nice little product. I dig it. I've been using it for the past few years.
Yeah, Roon's cool. And
then we spoke about this. I want to say a couple of weeks ago. It's been around for forever, but this is the SVS SoundPath isolation feet. These are $50 for a pack of 4. Don, have you ever used these before?
Yes, they're great. That and the isoacoustics. I like the isoacoustics too, but it's much more expensive.
Yeah, much more expensive. So if you want to isolate your sub out of your, if you live in an apartment or something like that, you got people underneath you, you want to kind of decouple it from the floor.
I think it cleans up the sound a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. It leaves it less. It leaves it less boomy, a bit more tighter sounding, more.
You're still coupling with the floor, but it's a great product. Products like this and isoacoustics don't get enough love.
Yeah,
they do a lot for a system. They're really great. I have tons of isoacoustic products that I use.
Yeah, and this is a little product that doesn't cost a lot at all. I mean, it's $50. And then this is going to be maybe in the same category as Kaleidoscape. But this is the Audio Quest Power Quest 707 Power Conditioner Power Surge Protector. I reviewed this one, I'm going to say a couple of months ago before I moved out here. This is a $1,300 product, and it does what it says. You can watch my review. You can believe it or not. This will protect your gear from like power surges, power strikes, clean up your power a little bit. I don't know. Maybe is it snake oil? I don't know. I guess you're going to have to watch my review.
Unicorn dust in it.
But that, I reviewed their flagship ones a few years back, the Niagaras, which I still have in my system. I have the 3000 in my system. I think that's like $3,000 product. This is coming in at $1,300. It's not all chrome. This is actually black, so it'll look a little bit better in your home theaters.
How much does it have on it?
I think there's 8 back there. I believe there's 8. It could be more, but I'm pretty sure at minimum there's like 8. There's like high current ones, and then there's some other non-high current ones. I forgot what they call them. But this is a nice product. It's got a nice build quality to it, nice look, does what it says. I haven't had anything blow up yet in my audio gear, and I've had a couple storms. So, I mean, I guess it does what it's supposed to do. And guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. That's it. Let me just go through the list one more time. We kick this off with the AVRs. I think I forgot to mention that these are 8K AVRs. So number 1 being the Denon A1H. Runner-up, the Sony AZ7000ES. For amplifiers, the NAD M23. Streamers, we have the HiFi Rose 520. Runner-up for that is the Eversolo DMP A6. For speakers, Perlisten R5T. Runner-up, ELAC Solano 287. On-wall speakers, the Ascendo the 6s. Subwoofer is Perlison R210, more affordable option RSL 12S. The baller, big baller. You got some big balls. You can afford this one. The Sendo 80. Movie players, Kaleidoscape. 4K player, Magnetar UDP 900. Accessories, Rune. SVS Soundpath, and then the AudioQuest 707. That is my list of standout winners for 2003. Congratulations. What is on your list, guys? What are some standout products that had stuck out to you for last year? Leave your comments down below and let us know. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any interesting comments that you wanted to go over, Don?
Me?
Did anybody pop anything interesting here before we pop off this stream?
That when we talk about the 115-inch TVs next year.
Yeah, nobody can be like Don. I said nobody can be like Don, says Big Street Cinema.
Well, nobody can.
How do you feel about that? We've got what is it, Hisense or TCL coming out with 115-inch TVs? 114?
Yeah, I just watched a video review it. I mean, look, I've said it, and I've caught a lot of heat from it. Projectors are awesome, and I love projectors, but just wait.
Yeah.
Ain't no projector you can have without spending a fortune.
Yeah.
Even close. You'll never get the nits from one, ever. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So if you could have a 200-inch screen, like a LED screen, micro LED screen, who wouldn't take that over a projector?
Yep.
Maybe with the panelized, like the LED screen, micro LED screens, you could make one in 235 or widescreen format. That's what you wanted, but I mean, it's just a matter of time till large scale TVs take over, man. It is what it is. Now I know you can't do an acoustically transparent TV.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, there's a lot of ways around that.
I mean, I did that video, which you guys can go see, the RLED video. I mean, Sendo's got the ones that you mount on the top and bottom, and they kind of shoot at you from the top and bottom. And they aim directly at the listening position to kind of mitigate not having.
We did a room
screen,
16 foot wide by 9 foot tall, 4K micro LED display, and had a custom, really high output, really great sound bar, custom built 16 foot wide to match it. And I'm telling you, watching that thing is like putting your hand in reality. It's just awesome to watch a direct view monitor that big, versus a projector. Just the brightness, the output. I mean, it's going to be the future. I know, just like the DVD crowd and I can make a Kaleidoscape for $299 from Radio Shack, or my projector is the greatest thing in the planet. It's coming, man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, when I was at the Germany cinema, they had both. They had a flagship Barco projector there, which when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is an amazing projector.
What about the expensive JVC projector and Sony lasers? No comparison, dude. The direct view is just, I mean, dude, you can argue all you want with it. It's just a reality. Go watch one.
Yeah, well, when I was looking at the Barco,
then come talk to me.
Yeah, when I saw the Barco, I was like, wow, this is an extremely bright projector at 260 inches. I was like, damn, this is probably as good as it gets. But then they rolled up the screen and they showed the LED wall. I was like, this is like night and day.
There's no.
Yeah.
I don't care how romantic you want to be about the cinema experience and all that. Yeah. Dude, I love it too. I do. But the reality is that direct view monitors are just, they're just the future. They're just so much better. No comparison. You can take a $500,000 projector with a $15,000, $20,000 screen calibrated by Joe Silver. It ain't never gonna. It just can't. You can't. Yeah. You can't have the niche. You can't have the output. So just, and we're still in the early infancy stages of this. Wait till they become more and more and more affordable, as they already are starting to do. As demand, of course, there's always barriers to entry. It's just like the Kaleidoscape. Kaleidoscape's definitely the best way to watch a movie. when you take all things into consideration. But people rail against it because it's too expensive or I can do it
Yep.
better. I'm just telling you, I've seen it. I've seen it extensively. I'm really, really good friends with the vice president of the North American division of the largest um, large scale LED, micro LED, whatever you want to call it, manufacturer in the world. And I've just spent a ton of time with them, and they're just mind boggling. They're awesome. So, and I love projectors. I mean, I make my living with projectors, but it's just a matter of time when you can buy a 175, 180 inch, now 115-inch TV. Um, that's just going to blow your mind. Incredible brightness. I mean, anyways, I digress.
I concur. I mean, once you see, if you can see a projector and then a micro LED wall
You get a
back
ultra
to back.
3D. I don't know. I haven't watched a movie at home in 3D, and I didn't even know it was a thing anymore. So
No, I was told you can get him
can you? I don't know.
with 3D. Yeah,
You could get TVs in 3D back in the day, so I don't
yeah.
know. Possibly
Du-du-du-du-du. Oh,
augmented.
here's a question. I put this post up the other day. Since I'm going to get a new place, since my wall's only going to be like 13, it's going to be 13 foot wide,
It's your new
and
place.
then it's going to be 23 deep. So instead of going to 239 screen, I was thinking just to maximize the wall, maybe go to like 11 foot wide screen, and then going 16 by 9.
It's the
Wouldn't
safe play.
Yeah,
It's look. 235, 240, all the widescreen formats are amazing. If you have all the, like one of my really good friends has a 235, and he's got a Mad VR. He's got one of the bigger JVCs with the anamorphic lens, and it's stunning. It's one of the best pictures I've ever seen. It's a guy here in Tampa, a friend of mine named Casey. But, you know, 69 is a safe play. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I think I went 239 in my last spot with an anamorphic lens because I had such a short throw distance. I only had like 12 feet to throw. So just to maximize the width, I had to go with a horizontal expansion lens, which brought it out, which was a 120-inch screen at 239. If I would have kept it at 16 by 9, then I would have been stuck at like 98 inches. So to maximize that space, I had to use a lens. But for this space, since I got such a long throw distance, I'm just going to maximize the full wall. So I think the black bars aren't that bad. If you want to get some masking panels or whatever. So I figured if I'm just going to maximize width anyways, I would just maximize for both 16 by 9 and 239. Plus, those IMAX movies will have more oomph if I'm going to watch something on IMAX. Those Christopher Nolan movies.
Check
Uh,
your text messages, Shane.
Jeremy's here.
Who?
Media roller. Oh, you want me to plug your screen again? Is that what you,
I
you
must
want me to
show
plug your screen?
how much I still love screens, but a lot of people never seen it. Let me plug my screen in. You son of a what the?
It says not secure. What's going on with your site?
It ain't my site.
MediaRollerscreen.com?
Hmm?
Media
The
roller.
ultimate outdoor solution
Screens.
when you want to do outdoor media screens, media roller screens.
Roller screens. Here we go.
Fish eye pool.
So, what makes this screen so special, Don?
Well, in Florida, in a lot of other areas, on people's lanais, they're covered lanais and they have pillars. And a lot of times we put, or they have people put mosquito netting that rolls down. We were able to figure out using a Screen Innovations material called 360 how to bond a film screen in that roller, which rolls up when not in use. It rolls down. Then we shoot a projector from the side of the house covered, and it plays on both sides simultaneously because it's an actual rear projection screen material. Then with a control system, if you want to watch it outside, it kind of reverses the image on the other side, which you don't really notice until there's writing or sports scores. You can hit a button and invert it, but look, that's a 130-inch screen on their lanai that they roll down. They can either watch it inside of their covered lanai, or they can watch it if you let it play. It's a short video. We got a bunch of audio and stuff out there. It'll play. They can sit out by their pool, and we have landscape audio all around. They can sit in their hot tub or their pool and enjoy movies outside. I co-invented this technology with one of my home builders, and he created this company and patented it. It's just kind of cool. People think I don't like projectors. I love projectors.
Yep.
Thing's pretty cool, but it'll show an image in a minute with the guy naked in the hot tub with his girl. I'm kidding. Watching it outside, but think about that. And now the beauty of this is if you get an outdoor screen like a lot of people do, it's like a sail on a ship. Even if you try to tie it down, it still moves. With this, it's completely taut, so it doesn't move it whatsoever. But how cool is that, man?
That is a cool idea.
A cool idea. So
That
I do love
is.
screens and I do love projectors. Just trying to defend myself here. So for people, Don, thanks for projectors,
Done, you hater.
DVDs.
I see that video you took is actually in a pretty nice place there.
Yeah, we won Best Custom Home in 2019 with that project.
Would you be able to install such a screen in just a normal, everyday, average Joe kind of scenario?
Depending on the projector and the wiring and the installation, the film screen and the screen material is usually anywhere from $3,500 to about $7,000, depending on how big it is. So it's not insurmountable. But man, look at that, dude! It's like, and it doesn't move. There's a little bit of breeze or wind. I just dig it. I think it's cool, but of course, I'm biased.
Very nice. And she comes
funny.
to
My friend and his wife he's from England, so he's never watched an NFL football game in his life. This is all marketing. So, anyways,
cool product. I'm gonna have to get one in for myself.
well, I know a guy.
We got a super chat from Devin Lott. If you guys have any pressing questions you want to ask us, drop us a super chat. Shane Lee.
You gotta call me out, man.
What up, Doe guys? Devin is all about that LG Signature OLED TV. Have you seen those roll-up TVs?
At Infocom, I did. LG. You familiar with Infocom?
Yep.
The LG and Samsung booth, they had to spend $2-3 million each on those. I saw some of the coolest video products, including that I've ever seen in my life from LG and Samsung. Just boss, man. But and the OLED glass that they have, it's like a glass wall, and then you can put an image, a movie, a graphic on it or whatever. It was just crazy, dude. Crazy cool. We're going to see some amazing stuff in video coming out. A little bit of bleed over and I have some friends that do ultra high end commercial stuff like projection mapping, where they'll shoot 10 projectors onto a hard surface and make it like a volcano erupting or anything. Kind of like they do at Disney where they project on the castle. These guys do some cool stuff, and there's some amazing commercial products coming out that are going to trickle into the home market.
Michael Walker. I remember when the Sony ZD9 100-inch came out with $60,000. I believe the TCF 115 is only $11,000.
Yeah, the Sony 98 is $8,000 now. So it's substantially. Yeah. Everybody's using 98 because you know what? One company makes all the screens for it.
Yeah. Just that Sony processing you got to pay for.
Well, it's good.
So Johnny Sandoval got his TV finally.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah,
he loves it. I mean, dude, like 100-inch TV, dude.
Yeah,
yeah. Come on.
It's funny on my old screen, which was 120 scope. If I was watching 16:9 content, it was only 98 inches.
Yeah.
So that TV was bigger than a lot of the stuff I was watching in that screen.
Yeah, but your mobile home wasn't that big, so it all kind of was relevant.
Well, it's not a double wide like yours, so it was a little bit smaller.
Triple wide, and it's a manufactured home, so you better get it right there, little Asian man.
Jordan is here today.
Jordan's the man.
The Hisense 110.
Yeah, the Hisense is cool, man. I saw it at CEDIA. It was beautiful. Beautiful. I'm holding
Beautiful.
out for the 115.
I'm holding out for that one. Isn't it like a 140 coming or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
great.
only the big influencers are going to get those.
Yeah, man, nobody's ever given me any free TVs.
Lion, ass. Sorry, Jordan.
I get free TVs.
Trying to be respectful, Jordan. He's such a good.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. I actually got a little bit of a headache, so we're gonna keep this short tonight. I did have a roast, but I think I deleted the dude's email.
You deleted it?
I think I deleted it. Yeah, I gotta find it. Listen, if you guys want to get your theater roasted, send in your theater pictures and videos to sparechangereviews@gmail.com. So the next time we have Don on, maybe this week, we can roast your theater, and I will have less of a headache to roast your theater. So that's send your theater to be roasted. That's sparechangereviews@gmail.com. Before we log off, Don, do you want to plug anything you got?
Just glad to be here with
Nada.
like, people that keep coming in. Kind of feel intimate, like getting friends with everybody.
Nada.
Let her hair. If I had some hair, I'd let it down.
All right, man.
It's a fun video. I wish we did more theater roasts. It's all in jest, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's always fun. But all right, guys.